What's going on, guys? This is Sidney Cumbie once again with yet another makeup video. So this video is going to be a self-application that I did of a really creepy, awesome clown. Had a lot of fun doing this. This makeup was basically two different makeups, where I first did the really fleshy one and I went with a realistic sort of flesh and everything. It was really cool, and then I turned it into a clown from there. It was a lot of fun. I thought the makeups came out really cool. I will do a voiceover in this video, so I hope you guys can follow me through it. It's gonna be a little bit different than the rest of the videos. It's just really hard for me to sit down and actually do these voiceovers. It's actually really hard for me to just sit down and edit all these videos. I do a lot of makeup, and so I have a ton of videos to edit and get through. So I'm definitely trying, guys. I want you to learn makeup as well as watch these cool videos. You know what? Let's just get to it. It's a lot of fun. Let's do it. I hope you get something out of it. Bye. What's going on, guys? Looks like I'm gonna run you through this little crazy clown makeup video. So here goes. Alrighty, so what I'm doing here is I'm sealing the foam latex because with foam latex you must seal it with packs. So that's what I'm doing with this red color. I'm stippling this red color on there, covering the entire prosthetic with this color to make sure that is nice and sealed. And then I'm going to go over it right here with a little bit of flesh. So it says dry brushing. I'm sort of dry brushing at the very beginning of this flesh, and then I sort of cover the entire thing and stipple. I still want to see a little bit of red from underneath. The red underneath is called the blood layer. I want to be able to see a little bit of that blood. But generally, you know, you would want to do something like a mauve color for a blood layer. But for monsters like this, I usually use these like very vibrant reds. So now I'm doing an overspray of flesh. I wanted to dole out the flesh color, make it a lighter flesh color, so it's a little bit creepier, pale clown, because he's always in makeup, so he's kind of pale. So now I'm doing my modeling and capillaries with my Iwata airbrush. This is a really good detail airbrush that I'm using here. So what I'm doing is I'm modeling. Modeling just mainly means like I'm just doing squiggles and stuff, breaking up the skin with a little bit of sort of almost texture. If you look at your skin, you'll see that you have a lot of like splotchiness and stuff in your skin. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm making it really splotchy. So on the cheeks right here, you know, with this whole makeup, I knew it was going to be a clown makeup, but I wanted to experiment with seeing if I could do a realistic flesh, but with exaggerated features. The ears are big, the nose is weird, so it's all exaggerated, but I wanted them to be almost real. So that's what I went. So I wanted to do some like broken capillaries on the cheeks, some like acne, you know, because it looked like he already had acne scars, and just a little bit of just, you know, irritated skin. So I used two different colors. I used like a liver color by European Body Art, and then I also used a blood color. So that orangey color that's in there is more of the blood color, and that sort of maroon color is the liver color that I used. Just squiggles and, you know, modeled around and broke up the skin, you know, put a little bit on the forehead and whatnot as well. So here I'm just doing a little bit of lip liner. I think at the end of this video I actually go in with a little bit of rubber mask grease paint to finish off the lips. Alright, so now I'm applying it on myself. So I'm using my bent liner brush. My bent liner brush is one of my favorite glue brushes by Bdellium tools, even though it's not a glue brush, and I'm laying down these ears. You can also see that I'm using a lot of Prosade. Using this much Prosade is really unnecessary, but when I get really like antsy when I'm doing makeup on myself, I just want to get it done, so I just do it really sloppy. And as you can see, you know, but the good thing about this right here, the face is going to overlap that, so you won't see all the thick Prosade. So now I'm applying zinc oxide around my mouth, just so it dries it out a little bit, so when I put it on the face, it'll stick a little bit better. As you can see right there on the face, I used a little bit too much Prosade once again. But what you want to do is when you're applying one of these full face pieces, make sure you start from the center of the forehead down to the nose to glue that down first, and then work your way out. You want both sides to be even, so you want to work from the center and work your way out. That's sort of just the rule. And then what I like to do is I like to, so I start from the center, so center of the forehead to the nose, lock that down really well, lock the nose down really well, and then I go on the brow and around the eye, and lock the eyes, both of the eyes, down really well. And then I glue down the rest of the face. And you want to make sure when you're gluing down a prosthetic like this, you want to glue down everything up under. So I'm using Prosade right here. So all up under the prosthetic on the skin, you want to make sure that you have Prosade there. If you don't have Prosade in one spot up under, the actor's going to make a face, do something weird, and it's going to fold. It's going to wrinkle. It's not going to look right. So make sure you glue this thing down properly. So what I'm basically doing is just lifting up edges and then putting Prosade up under the edge, laying it down. And right here you can see where it overlaps the ear a little bit. That is fine. I don't really care. It's going to work. I'm just going to blend it really well when I paint it. Alrighty, so I'm just lifting up edges, and the good thing about foam latex, if the prosthetic doesn't fit you well, at least you can stretch foam latex a little bit. You can pull at it, stretch it a little bit. You can't make it smaller, so if you have a smaller face and it's a generic piece like this is, you're probably not going to be able to make it fit that well. But if you have a larger face, the good thing about having a larger face is you can tug at it a little bit and stretch it a little bit. Now if you stretch it a little bit too far, it's going to distort the sculpt. But if it doesn't fit you and you have to do it, I mean, you have to do it, or else it's not going to fit and it's going to look funky. So what I'm doing here is I'm stippling over the edges. A good thing about foam latex, it is a sponge. It is going to absorb the Prosade. So if you stipple over the edges, it's going to lock down the edges much better. That's only really thin edges now, okay? So don't think you can do it on really thick. So when I'm doing makeup on myself, I get really sloppy for some reason. I just want to hurry up and get it done. So don't do everything I do on myself on a model or an actor or whatever. You know, be much more clean. So I'm stippling over the edges, as you can see right there, just with a sponge, and I'm texturing it out with a little bit of Prosade onto the skin. So right here I'm using a little bit of that red color just with a sponge and sort of just splotching it around, and then I'm going to stipple over that with the flesh color to blend it out into my skin a little bit better. The good thing about this flesh color is it does match my skin pretty decently. I just picked a random flesh color that I thought would match okay, and then I'm just sort of blending it out. So I put that red down, the blood layer down first, and then I'm sort of going over that. And I didn't want to cover my whole head with it, so I wanted to get a flesh color that matched me. You would never cover somebody with this, like a ton of packs, but this packs luckily comes off really easy. It comes off me really easy. I can get it off super awesome. So now what I'm doing is I'm matching it with a little bit of European Body Art airbrush colors. So I went over that lighter flesh color like I did on the original paint job, and then I did a little bit of squigglies and modeling with those red colors that I did on the face to begin with. So now I'm using my Harbor Freight airbrush, which is seriously a $14 airbrush, and I'm spattering it all over my skin. So I'm using those red colors, and then I'm using a flesh color as well to sort of spatter and blend it into my skin a little bit better. And as you can see, there's like freckles on the head now that's really starting to blend really well. So now I'm going right up under my eyes with just a little bit of Ben Nye, like a Ben Nye cream color. That's like a maroon red. My favorite colors to use. I love like these maroony red colors. And then I want to make me look a little bit sickly, right? So I'm just blending it down with a finger brush, and I'm fading it up under the eyes a little bit. So right here I'm doing my lip, which I'm using a little bit of Rubber Mask Grease Paint. Just because I like the color that was in there, and the Rubber Mask Grease Paint is a Krylon color, so I use that on my lip just a little bit. So I'm going into the ears. I'm just adding depth to the ears. I'm adding a little bit of that maroon, like Ben Nye color with the finger brush, just blending it out. Just give me that, you know, making it look like I'm alive. You know, I want to make myself look sickly, but I also want to make it look like I have blood within me. And this makeup's actually coming together really well right now. It's actually looking pretty good. So now I'm adding the sheen. The sheen is the Thomas Surprenant Glisten Up. This is going to make me look sweaty and nasty. I don't want to go too shiny with it, so what I'll do is I'll add this on the skin, then I'll knock it down a little bit with a matting agent. And so that makeup is done. So we'll see that makeup at the end of this video after I do this clown makeup. So now I'm going over just with a white makeup sponge that I sort of ripped off, and now I'm using a Ben Nye cream colors. The Ben Nye cream colors are sort of my go-to clown makeup colors. I'm going with the classic sort of red and white because red and white really look good together and they really pop. And that's why I'm wearing this sort of red onesie that I used for Halloween one time, because I knew that the white will just really make it pop. And now I'm going on really sort of splotchy with the makeup, because this is a creepy clown. You want him to look like he's been around the block a time or two. You know, he doesn't put on his makeup clean enough. He's more about creeping people out. And so that, as you can see with the nose, I'm just sort of brushing it on, not doing any kind of crisp lines or anything, just really broad strokes. So now I'm using the veiny brush. The only straight lines I'm going to have is for the lips. I want the lips to be sort of crisp. I want to outline the lip pretty well. So I'm doing a kind of a good job on the lips rather than anything else. And I will blend the lip a little bit. I will make it a little bit messy at the end of this. So now up under the eyes, I want the eyes to be runny. I want it to look like, you know, like a lady was crying or something like that, like runny eyeliner or eye makeup. So what I'm doing is I put a little bit of blue up under my eye, then I put a little bit of black, and then I'm going to blend it down with a little bit of alcohol. So I'm putting 99% alcohol right up under my eye. Now I can take this. Now, not, you know, your actors or something like that, who knows if they're going to be able to do it. But I know I can do it. I know myself, so I did it. And I blended it out. So this is the first makeup. It looks awesome. I loved it. I think it came out really good. Looks pretty realistic. And then this is the clown. And so I am wearing contacts here. These are 9mm like eye infection lenses. So they're a little bit bloodshotty, there's a little bit of milkiness in the eye. And this is the final look, guys. I know I probably missed a lot of stuff. I go really quick when I'm doing these videos. I only do one voiceover, so I hope you guys got something out of this. This makeup was a lot of fun for me. It was definitely a challenge to do this realistic flesh tone first and then go into the clown. But I knew the clown was going to be good no matter what. But the realistic was a little bit of a challenge, and I'm really happy that I did it. And I'm really happy that it came out, and I hope you guys get something out of this video. I hope you learned a little something. I know I blabber on a lot and I miss a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, but I definitely enjoyed doing this makeup on myself and doing this voiceover. So subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again. Bye.